Hi, Louis. This is my critique of your profile. Um, just on the image level, uh, if you are, you know what, let me take a quick look at your website, photofocus.ca. I'm just kind of assuming that you are a photographer of sorts. I want to make sure. I got slow internet. Okay. Uh, I'm just gonna assume that you do some sort of photography. You see, notice how like I'm not fully sure what you do right off the bat. That's kind of an issue here for me. So let me line up a few things. First, um, this isn't crucial. Uh, I don't think you have a bad image, but especially if you're a photographer, I would think that you could do something visually um, to illustrate your skills right then and there, right? Uh, this area right here, I would use this and say how you help people. So it looks like to me you are doing some sort of photography for schools and sports. Is that what you do? This is English. This blog is not in English, so I'm not sure. But that's what it looks like you do. I'm gonna just check. I have really slow internet today for some reason. Okay, I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna go with my assumption here. So right here, I want you to say how you help people. What are you doing to help people? What are you doing that makes you unique in terms of how you help people? You could say, I help students or schools. Yeah, I saw something about schools in your website there. Uh, Capture their images and remember their special events with my photography, something like that. You want to communicate what you do in one sentence and say who you help and how you help them. So you haven't done that. So imagine someone that you wanted to connect with. Let's assume that it was someone who a sports team. I know whatever it is you do has to do with sports. So let's say it was a basketball team. Um, it wouldn't be that clear, especially compared to I help basketball players. Uh, you know, I take photographs of basketball games and help basketball players remember you know their triumphant their triumphs or something. Like you need to communicate who you help and how you help them here, and that hasn't happened. You need to do that. Um, let's scroll down, and it's okay. It's not a bad thing that you have all of your previous work experience. That's a great thing, and but what I want to suggest is that it's not the most important thing for you on your profile. So let me just say what I would do here, uh, and then get to the most important stuff. You could just format this a little bit so that it's more readable. Um, Let me show you what I mean. Let me go to my profile real quickly, just so that it's more readable. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but you know, you have all your work experience there, and it's a good thing. So you can see these arrows right here. You could take some and just kind of like put them like you know um, at the beginning of the sentences here, just to kind of show that each one of these is like an itemized thing that you've done. It makes it more readable. Okay. Now, that said, all of your background experience, it's not the most important thing right now. It's not the thing that should be right beneath, the thing that should be here is your LinkedIn profile summary. Okay, and what you need to do is talk about the problem you solve in your LinkedIn profile summary. Okay, you need to you should have identified who you're talking to here, because you need to have a clear vision of who you're trying to attract, because these people need to know you want to attract them, right? And you have something to offer, right? So let's just say you take photographs for basketball teams. Again, I'm not sure because it's not clear enough for me to be sure here. Um, then you could say, then you could start, saying, hey, attention basketball coaches, or attention whoever it is you're trying to attract, and say, hey, uh, you know, do you hate having to take the pictures and having to be the photographer and the coach? You could start illustrating some of the problems that your customers, your clients have, right? So, do you hate? Uh, have you ever had a victorious game, but only blurry pictures to remember them by? What's the problem that you solve, right? And then you can have a few questions like that, and then say, hey, look, I solve this. I help you have crystal clear images for your sporting events. So I help athletes. uh, immortalize their images, their victories with photographs that are crystal clear and beautiful, whatever, right? So you just talk about the problem that your customer has, and then the solution you offer. It's really important to touch those two things, because then the person you're trying to attract knows that you are talking to them specifically, and when that happens, they listen. They listen well, and they'll start connecting with you. So anyway, that's my critique. I could go into more detail. It's just that I don't have much to work with, because your profile looks like it's pretty new. You don't look Doesn't look like you have any endorsements, mm, no recommendations, which you should definitely be working on at all times. Always be working on getting endorsements and recommendations. But the key here is to really focus on who you're trying to talk to, and focus on the problem and the solution, the problem they have and the solution you provide them. So yeah, that's my critique. I hope you like that. And if you want me to write your profile for you professionally, so you can have a professional sales piece that attracts your target customers to you, then just come and send me a private message. I'll be glad to help you out. Thanks again.